Hello and welcome to another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
And I'm Chris Costa.
So Chris, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, the last couple of times we've looked at CRM, we've looked at the home view, we've looked at the customer view. I thought maybe we could look at the reports view.
Okay, great idea. Let me just talk a minute about what the reports view is for. It will let you add reports into this view from all the different modules across our system so that you can customize your reports view to have the particular reports that you need to access on a regular basis. And it is by user, so every user can have a different reports view for the reports that they like to see.
Sure.
Okay?
Okay.
So let's take a look.
All right, makes sense.
Okay. So here's, I'm in Enterprise, and to get to the reports menu or view, you would just click on the R button here, which is already open. Let me just switch back to the home for a minute, and I'll go back to the reports. When it first opens up, if you haven't added any reports, you'll get a blank tab here that says General. And it will be blank in here because you haven't added anything yet. So if you want to add a report, you're just going to right-click in this area, and then you'll get the option to add a report. And let's talk about this for a couple minutes, this screen that we're seeing that we just opened up. Our reports are going to be broken up into the different kind of groups or categories that we have on the home screen to show basically the same workflow. So let's take a look. We have the customer service type reports, and under that will be the reports that you could normally get under the reports module. We have the production reports, and under that we'll have the same modules that you'll see under the home screen under production. And from here you'd be able to click on the radio button for a particular module and see all the reports available from that module. And then we have financial and then some general options as well. Let's go and add a couple of reports. Let's add one from the reports module first. And let's add from here, let's add the customer list. If I want to add the customer list, all I have to do is click on it. You'll see that a checkbox shows up here to say it's been added. And then I can click the apply button. It'll let me know that it's been saved, and then I can click OK. And you'll notice once I click OK, now my general tab is changed to customer service, because that's the group or the area from, if you remember our home screen, where this module shows up.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So as I add one from each section, a tab will show up for that section. Okay?
Okay.
So let's add a few more. And you'll notice when I right-click now, not only can I add a report or remove a report, I can also auto-arrange them, but it'll actually show me the reports in that view, and I can select them from here as well.
Okay.
So let me add another report, and let's add one from the production section. Let's add an inventory report, and let's add the availability report. And again, I click OK. It'll tell me that the report is saved, and now you see I have another tab for production. Now let's add one from the remaining categories. So I'll add one from accounts receivable, and we'll add our detail aging report. And now I have our financial, and then we can add one more, and we'll add one from file maintenance. And we'll add our, let's add our press list. Okay, so I have all four of the tabs available now. Now to run any of these reports, I can simply just double click on them, and it will open up the interface, which is the same interface you get in Enterprise. You can select your options and click OK.
Okay.
All right,
All
and
right.
we'll run the report.
Sure.
You can also, if you add multiple reports, let me add a second report here. You can also drag and move them. And after arranging all of your reports, if you want to have Enterprise rearrange them for you, you can click on the auto arrange and it will auto arrange them for you.
Okay.
And as you see now, when I right click, I have the choices here as well.
Okay. So you could run the report either from under that list or from just clicking on the icon. I think.
Right, correct.
Yep. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Now those are all the standard reports. What about if I've developed one of my own reports?
Sure, you can add a custom report. Let's take a look at that.
Okay.
To add a custom report, you'll first go under My CRM Preferences, and you do have to be a supervisor to get this, but if you are a supervisor, you will have a custom report setup option here under My CRM Preferences, and here's where you can add the custom reports that you want to make available. I can just click on the Add button here, and then it will ungray out this area here, and I'll be able to type in a code. I'll start with 10. I can select a report, And I have one here called email invoice for emailing my invoices. So let me find that report. And I'll just give it a description, email invoices. And I'll just save that. So now this will be available under custom reports. I'm going to close this. Again, I'm going to right click and add it just like I would a standard report. The custom reports show under this general tab. And now it's available here and I can select it.
Okay.
And while we're here under the general tab, I'm going to show you one more thing. So let me go back over to the general. You'll see I've got both of those. You can also add some CRM reports under general. We have a couple of reports, 3 reports, the sales activity, sales note, and to-do list report available for CRM. There may be more that will come along the line, but those will show under the general tab as well.
Okay.
We come back, just so that you know, the sales note and the CRM to-do list reports, you can add to print here, but you can also print the sales notes and to-do lists individually within CRM. You have to add it here, the sales activity report here, if you want to print that particular report. All right, so let's take a look now at our custom report. A custom report will come up with an image that says default report across it. Now, for all of our standard reports, we've made little images of what the report looks like.
Right.
You can do the same thing with your custom reports, and then you can actually add the image to the particular report. All you'd have to do is right-click and go to Image, and just find the file name of in your network where that image appears, and click Open, and it would attach the image here for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Nice. I guess the only other question I might have is, what about rights and access? Is this following the same sort of restrictions and rights that Enterprise would?
That's a great question. And yes, if you have access to accounting, then you should have access to the accounting reports. If you don't have access to the accounting, then you really shouldn't have access to the accounting reports. So it is supposed to work that way. Whatever modules you have access to, or those are the reports you're supposed to have access to in this view. Now, the custom reports are a little bit different. Let me show you that.
All right.
So if we go into My CRM Preferences, go back to the custom report setup. Once you've added a custom report, you can right-click on that and go to Permissions. And here you can add either a user or multiple users or groups or multiple groups, whoever you want to give permission to for that report. And then again, only those users and groups should have access to that report.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay?
It's good.
Any other questions?
No, I think that was very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for another episode of EPMS Tech Talk. I'm Joanne LaFlamme.
I'm Chris Costa.
Please look forward for more to come.